Ruth, I talk a lot about limerence
Mm-hmm.
and I've obviously worked with many clients with it. I know that you've worked with many people
Mm.
as well, predominantly women with limerence. Give me some top line thoughts about limerence.
I think, firstly, I think it's a horrid condition to have because it completely hijacks one's reality, I guess, about a situation, especially when it comes to romantic situations. And it becomes all consuming. And I always, and I know you have the same view, is that I always akin it to an addiction because the person does get very addicted to their limerent object or their object of desire. And it's really debilitating and quite disabling for the person who has it because their thoughts completely run amok and it changes everything that they feel and everything that they view, especially if it happens and they're in a long-term relationship with a long-term partner and they're limerent over somebody else. Because what they do is they rewrite history and they look at their partner and think, oh God, they're this, they're that, they're not good enough, everything's shit, everything's crap. And they fantasize then about their limerent object to be this wonderful person, this person that they can put up on a pedestal. Yes, but they're this, they're that, they're everything I want. They become the magical other. And it is so out of touch with reality because there is no such thing as the magical other. And yet, really trying to work with somebody who has limerence is really, really hard because when they're in that high limerent state, they really do have an incapacity to see it any other way. And I think that's the hardest thing of working with somebody who is in that high limerent state, is that they are so addicted to that other person. It doesn't matter what I might say to them. They cannot see the reality of the situation that they're in, and that they would rather jump ship and leave their long-term partnership and jump into something that, quite frankly, is very new, that is completely unknown, and give up everything that they've worked for over the last 10, 15, 20 years. And that's really hard to try and get them to stabilize, try and get them to just ground a little bit in order to just take stock and to slow things down. Because that's another thing with limerence. They go, my goodness, really, really fast. Yeah, they want to do everything really, 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 really quickly. And so my job is to try and get them to sort of slow down so that I can like keep them a bit grounded. But it's really hard. It's really hard for anybody in limerence. And it's not an easy one to treat when they are in that real height of limerence state. It's not easy. And I wouldn't wish it upon anybody because it's quite damaging, actually. It really is quite damaging. But yes, it's, obviously there are many people who get limerence and jump ship and unfortunately throw away really good relationships for something that actually a few years down the line ends up being quite a catastrophe, or certainly in my experience. And then they come back and they regret what they've done. And that's really sad to see. But, we are all human and it's about learning to work with what we have and learning to help as much as and guide as much as I can if somebody comes in with or in a very high limerent state. But it is very difficult to manage for sure. Anyway, if you've had limerence or you know somebody who's had limerence or you're in that high limerent state, what are your views about it? Are you able to see the wood through the trees? Let me know. It'll be great to hear your comments. And thanks.